In August of 2008, the Consumer Product Safety Improvement Act was passed. This CPSIA, more commonly known as the lead law, effectively bans the sale of all OHVs, that includes motorcycles and ATVs, intended for children aged 12 and under. Fortunately, there have been stays of enforcement which has delayed this ban. In the time since, we've come to realize that it creates more problems than we originally anticipated. Not only is it detrimental to the health of the motorcycle industry because it affects sales of bikes as well as replacement parts and aftermarket components, but it also puts children at a greater risk. Basically what it boils down to is that without bikes like this, our kids are going to be forced to ride bikes like this. Machines that are too large, too powerful, and ultimately more of a threat. Over the past 3 years, this has been a very convoluted and complex situation. Consumers want to know if they can have bikes or if they're going to be able to. And according to the latest state of enforcement, they won't as of December 31st, 2011. However, there is some hope on the horizon. Legislation like HR 412, the Kids Just Want to Ride Act, would exempt all kids' OHVs from this law. Senate Amendment 264 would essentially accomplish the same thing. These laws aren't going to be passed without some support, but it's still important for consumers, parents, riders to send communication to their legislature trying to get these bills passed. While the future is a little uncertain still, currently we can ride these motorcycles, and we're going to talk to some of the kids and the families who would be impacted.
My name is Sonya Chamberlain, and this is my wife Sonya. And I've basically been riding all my life. My father got me into it when I was about 7. And we got our sons, Luke and Dylan, into it when they were at a very early age.
I'm Jason Landis, and I have 2 kids. Parker, my son, is 12, and Gracie, my daughter's 10. They started riding at 4 and 6.
I'm Ken Hutchison. These are my 2 oldest daughters, Ariel and Mackenzie. Also have another 2 for a grand total of 4 children, and they all ride.
I'm Don Becklin, president of MotorcycleSuperstore.com. We're out here riding a bunch of dirt bikes and ATVs with my son Cooper and his best friend Steven.
I think Luke started racing at age 7, and Dylan started racing about age 4. And it's what we do. It's weekends, and we live for it.
I love riding because it's just fun.
My favorite thing today, riding dirt bikes, is doing the jumps and going fast.
It's just a lot of fun.
I like riding.
My favorite thing about riding motorcycles is the jumps and having fun.
What did you like the best?
Going fast and doing jumps.
Well, obviously the lead laws has been a huge talking point and concern in the industry. It's something that I worry about not only from a personal standpoint but also from the business side.
I'm really worried about the lead law. I think it would have a huge impact on the industry, on families like us.
You know, I was in a real panic when the lead ban issues came into effect. But when it came to the ban on the bikes, it's a wee bit ludicrous, you know.
And the reality, at least from my perspective, about the dangers that lead present when it comes to a motorcycle is pretty ridiculous.
I don't think lead is really a threat to the kids. You know, of course I'm concerned for their safety, and if I thought it was a hazard, I obviously wouldn't expose them to it, but I don't think that they come in contact with the lead.
Have you ever chewed on your motorcycle?
No.
That kind of sounds gross. I want to eat my motorcycle.
That's a fulfilling question.
Ariel, do you want to eat your engine?
No.
Not so much?
You think that lead poisoning is a real danger?
No.
Do you even know what lead poisoning is?
Sort of.
I think what is dangerous is not having the children's bikes for them to grow up on.
I believe that they're probably pretty happy that they get these small displacement bikes to ride around on, so they don't gotta start off on 450s.
Do you think you could ride a 250 right now?
No.
You think your mom and dad would let you?
No.
Yeah, if I wasn't able to start on a kid's bike, I definitely wouldn't be as good as I am today, because it'd be hard to just jump up on a bike like this size without having a smaller bike to practice on.
Our kids aren't being harmed by lead in motorcycles and ATVs. The real challenge for us in the industry, and we need to turn our focus to issues like rider training, opening up more access for off-road vehicles, and encouraging responsible riding for the people who are out enjoying our sport. you're actually teaching youngsters life lessons and things that they can pass on to the next generation.
Riding motorcycles has brought more than just the challenge of learning a new sport to my kids. It's also given them responsibility, something to look forward to, something to work towards, time together with all of us. And even though I have a fear of my kids on bikes, I know that we prepare them. My husband prepares them mentally, physically. They're geared appropriately, and I feel like they're really gaining more than they would be, you know, if they hadn't ridden.
Couldn't ride dirt bikes anymore.
If I couldn't ride dirt bikes anymore, I would ride a street bike.
All right.
And now, I really want to go catch a frog now.